Yeah, I guess we're live now. Hi everyone. My name is Iman Khalid. I am a communications officer at Fatma Al-Fihri Open University, and today we have Mr. Mohammed Mubin Mallick. He is the CEO and the founder of Kiran Smart company in Kuwait. He is an innovator of humanoid robot services and the founder of MI Robots company registered in India. He founded Kiran Smart as an IT company to serve the market with cost-effective solutions without compromising on the quality, and then took it to the next level by partnering with major IT companies around the world. Mubin has been awarded and recognized as the most admired global Indian 2020 by Passion Vista and Unified Brains. His company was also awarded as the top pioneering CEOs to follow in 2021 by Insight Success, and Kiran Smart Company was also awarded the Global Excellence and Leadership in Serial Entrepreneurship in 2021. Today he will speak about the topics. Today he will speak about the topic of robotics, trends, and careers in robotics. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Iman, and I really appreciate giving me the opportunities to talk about the latest technology and the trends that are going on around the world. However, I
You're
would also like
welcome.
to thank the management of Fatima Al-Fihri Open University. It's a great opportunity to know that around the world you are connecting all the students, different countries, and there's no boundaries. And it's really given me an immense pleasure that I will be connecting to all the people around the world and not locally. So we'll be going internationally as a global. So let us start. So as Iman already said, the topic will be like trends and careers in robotics. So we'll be talking about the robots. And I just wrote robot and and it's not AI. Means usually we are talking about the robots and the I means which could be you, I means I or you. But at the end of the day, what exactly I stand for, which it's you. So it's an innovation, innovative, intelligence, intellectual, and finally the innovative ideas that you have. So our agenda will be talking about the robots before COVID-19, robots after COVID-19, how robots are influencing all industries, how robots are changing job market, how robots are shaping human career, how we human accepting robots in life, are robots threat to human jobs, are robots saving human lives, robots in future, that is the fourth generation. However, it's a brief intro about me. Iman already introduced about me. My name is Mohammed Mubin Mallick, but let me just give you a small brief about me. So I'm the founder of MI Robots and CEO of Kiran Smart and managing director of Intelaf Technologies and director of Pay by Face. So we'll not be in the theater to watch any sci-fi movie, but the reality. So we'll be talking about the reality. No more any movies of robots. There's a question, but something maybe went wrong, okay? But something is wrong, not wrong, but the question that I will have to ask you. Let's say, please share your thoughts about the robots. Let's say when you think about the robots, what things come in your mind? So that's the thought I want you to know as a question mark. Your imagination, when you are talking about the robots, what comes in your mind? So that's your imagination about the robots. So usually you want to know the shapes of the robots, you want to know how looks is it, and the size of the robots. We have seen robots in cartoon and movies, and I'll give you a small glimpse, and this is very interesting. It might wake you up from your childhood memories or maybe teenage memories or the latest memories. So let's start how it goes about. Now, this pictures says about a child with a robot, and this was come in a television as a serial in 80s, and this is one of my favorite from where I learned actual robots. That's the interest I created in robotics. It is in 1980s.
That's
And,
fascinating.
well, yeah, thank you. And then we have a giant robot. Okay, it's an iron giant and beautiful. It's for the children to learn how the robots work. And then we talk about the Ex Machina. This is an artificial intelligence robot that human create and how it takes over the humans if they want to go against, means human are going against the robot, then it's take over. But it's a beautiful concept to understand what is happening in the world. And then we have a Pacific Rim. It's the biggest one of the robot giant that created to fight the monster and the sea monster. And then, wow, we have this guy, Transformer, everybody knows, Optimus
Yeah,
Prime.
it's quite popular.
Yeah. And then we have the Terminator, the actual killer or the villain that everybody gets scared when they hear about robots. They say Terminator. Oh my God, the robot is going to
Yeah.
kill us. Now it means it's going to take over our job. That's what people are thinking, but it is not. Now the reason behind I'm telling about the stories or the pictures or the movies, there's a connectivity, and that connectivity I'll tell you later.
Okay.
And then we have Real Steel, and this is the right one. And then we have Robocop. Who doesn't know Robocop? That the police of the robots. And then we have Wally. Yes, it's again a
Yeah.
famous. And then iRobot, the mind-blowing story. The iRobots movie has a very good message. It's showing that the social robots is coming in the world. And this movie came in 2002 or 2003, somewhere around that time. But if we see the time span now, almost 10 years, and we are seeing real robots in our life. Yes.
Yeah.
And this one is called I Am Mother. That robot is a mother, and it brings up a child and then take care of a child as a mother. It's a beautiful story and concept. Now, the reason behind of all these pictures that I'm showing and informing, number one point is that when we are watching any movies, each movies has a story, and behind the story there's a message. So if you're watching a movie from a Hollywood, that Hollywood movies is giving you a message, and that message has to be absorbed. Most of the time, what we do, we go and watch the movie, entertain, enjoy, and forget. But we have to understand that there's a message, and what is the message? Now, all this message is what means when you are seeing a movie, you are watching carefully, and it's hitting your brain and your psychology. And actually, in the reality, this movie is making you ready for the future. So once you see the movie, then of course you will talk about this movie with your friends, with your families, with your relatives, but you are passing the message, what you have seen in the movies. So that means in reality, when you're watching the movies of robots, we have to think that robot is coming in the future, and that movies is giving the information to you that you have to get ready in the future to live with robots or to work with robots.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And then we're coming up type of robots. Now, as I said, when you hear the word robot, what does it come in your mind? So you must be thinking, what kind of robot it is? Actually, robot is nothing. It's a machine that we are programming as per our requirement. So it has a hardware, it has a software, it has a computer inbuilt, and so many things. And then finally it comes out as a robot, but it has a different shape. So let us see what kind of robots we have. So we have humanoid robots, which is come in a human shape. And then you have a service robots, we have a children robots, we have a educational robots, logistic robots, disinfection and cleaning robots. But these are the few to mention, but there are huge in the market. There are a lot. The more you explore, the more you will come to know. So robots in real life is a humanoid robots. So if you see these humanoid robots, actually they're interactive and non-interactive, means you can talk to the robots and it can answer your questions, your queries, your demand. and which is non-interactive. It doesn't talk, but it's only one-way action. That means the robots only will do the work or deliver the information.
Like Siri, for example? No, that's a program, right?
Yes, Siri is a software, is a program, which is using the artificial intelligence, but also some of the questions are fed in advance with the answers. However, if you see these pictures of the robots, they all are humanoid. So why it is humanoid? Because they are into a form of a human shape. And these are the few just to show you and give you the ideas that these robots can be interactive as well as non-interactive. And they are doing lots of job around the world. Robots in real life again. So let's say service robots. So restaurant food delivery robots. So this is actually basic service robots. So there's a different form. And again, as I said, you can use them as per your requirement in different scenario. It is not only restaurant, but it can be in hospitality sector or hotels, hospitals, clinic, schools, office, anywhere. Only you need to know how to use it, where to use it, and what will be your requirement to use it. Robots in real life, again, children robots. Now, these are for schools. So what basically happens, these schools, children are very, like they are the generation that they're coming up in life. So we have to introduce them, these robots. Not only introducing these robots can teach children. For example, in a classroom, you have a teacher, and that teacher might repeat again and again, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that teacher is keep repeating again and again. But we don't want to make this teacher tired, because that teacher will have another class to go and teach. So what we are focusing, let the robots have in the class, and the robots teaches the children. That's a repetitive task again and again. So then teacher monitors the children, which children is saying or not saying. So we are diverting the focus of the teacher to directly to the children, and then robots does the repetition job. So it's like an innovative work, innovative solution, but at the same time, we are saving the human energy. Lab robots. So again, this is for the schools where it's implemented for the artificial intelligence and the robotics to learn for the children. Logistics robots, usually it is used for factory and warehouse. So there are different kinds of robots, forklift, then loading, unloading, then moving, then tracking, okay, then carrier. There's different models is there, and it's only used for the warehouse and the factory. Robots in real life, again, disinfection robot. So usually it is used for COVID-19 and post-pandemic. So these are UV light and disinfection robots with the spray and the vacuum and mopping. Then industrial robots. Now, manufacturing units, they are the one who's using industrial robots, and this is very famous. It's become hit from 1990s because most of the automobiles, they are using this. So if you can see this picture, you'll clearly understand. It's a machine again, program as per the
Yes,
requirement. So it is
these are
not,
quite common.
yes, and this is not humanoid robot, it is a machine. So, but we
Yeah,
still give the name robots because it's a program by the human itself.
yes. It's quite fascinating.
Yes. And we have now, let's say, robots before COVID-19. What actually happened to the whole world? I mean, robots before COVID-19, what was the actual thing? Like talks, we have been only talking about the robots. Yeah, robots, robots. Then what happened? Did we forecast about the robots, that robot is coming and not coming? Few of them, yes. Few of them, no. Market studies, then everywhere the studies is going on market. I mean, what kind of robot should be launched, commercial or education or manufacturing or cleaning. So every industries have been doing research on the robots and studying. For example, let's say healthcare has done a very good studies on the operation robots. Means nowadays the doctor who's operating the people or the patient, they have to use the robots to be very specific, precise, and on time. And there the robots are using. So now in India already, if you have to do the operation of your eyes, okay, so you can use the robots to operate your eyes, and it's very fast and so minute precise, and it is excellent job it is doing. So that means, I mean, robots are coming in the market, and that market studies has been done very well, especially on the healthcare. Demonstration. Yes, lots of manufacturer and companies who has manufactured the robots, they are doing demonstration in different industries so that they can put these robots in the market to help humanity. Nobody believed it. Yes, before COVID-19, nobody believed it, as we never believed that COVID-19 can come. So it is same thing like a robot. I mean, we said, no, it's a robot, it's a machine, it will not come in our life. It's just like that simple. It can be a toy or it can be a machine, but we'll not see them in our life. But things has changed. So now robots after COVID-19. So what is happening after COVID-19? When COVID-19 came, then pandemic started. Then we have a lockdown, we have a shutdown, we have no business, we cannot meet people, we cannot see our relatives, we cannot shake hand, we cannot do anything. Like we are totally become handicapped. So then what happened to the robots? So basically, robots, what has become buzz in the market? Everybody's talking about robots, robots, robots. Why and how? That will also come to know later. So robot has become also human assistant, safety equipment for human, industries advancement, remote support, automated solution in pace, robotics becoming a career. So these are the points that to be focused, that after COVID-19, this is what is happening. And we people or we human need to accept it, because COVID-19 has made us believe that robot we need.
Yes,
Robot
it has.
and robot influencing the major industries. Now, as we know, COVID-19 has changed lots of market in the lots of demand in the market. Now, your buying policy has become online. So if you want to buy something, you are buying online, whether you talk about clothes or shoes or makeup, or even you're buying the food, grocery, everything is online, right? So that means that trend which has shifted from manual normal life to digital life, right? And this is what I'm talking about, the trends. Okay, so our actual trends totally destroyed by COVID-19, and we have been shifted to a new trends, and we have accepted those trends. Therefore, these robots is going to be a new trend as a new norm of COVID-19, of post-pandemic, and the new rules that will be followed to implement robots. And this is going to be a major trend in the near coming future. So if you see
Yes,
the
I
health,
agree with you.
so if you see the healthcare, you see again in the hotels, you see in the bank, you see in the retail, you see in the supermarket, you see in the supermarket now. So healthcare, hotels, banks, retail shop, supermarket, cleaning company, everywhere you go, they are looking for all this kind of robots. Reason is why, as I said, COVID-19 rules, COVID-19 norms, post-pandemic norms. Why? The hygiene, the social distance, okay, all this thing has to be maintained, and there the main purpose of the robots comes in. So again, I will tell what are the industries that influencing. Again, telecom, education sector, yes, corporate office, yes, logistic, warehouse, airports. Now telecom and education, these are the major companies, or let's say industry, that people are looking for. In education, robots is really highly recommended, and it's becoming a demand because of the artificial intelligence, machine learning. So many things has been also added in the studies or in the syllabus, that our generation, the fourth generation, they have to know the advanced technology. Now coming to the corporate office, let's say when the pandemic came, and then we are working from home, and few robots has been deployed in corporate office where the manager can move around the robot on the screen and see which people or the staff working or have not come. So this is different kind of, robots has been deployed all over the world, and the trend is changing. It is no more the manual, or like, it's not something like impossible, but it has become possible. Now, robots are changing the job market. Our topic was what trends and career in robotics. So trends, I
Yes.
already told you, the trend is changing, and it has changed and it will keep on changing. Let's talk about the career. So how this robot is changing the career. So job market. Now, when we talk about the career, of course, it's a job. It's about my job, your job, and other people's job, relative job, friends job, whoever. We are talking about the job and the career. So how these robots will be affecting our job requirement and changing our career in the future. So we human shaking hands with robots to keep our job secured. Now, if you see this picture, the robots are making robots. It is not human. So now, if you see this picture, the first picture, we have COVID-19, frontliner who's standing with the robots, CCTV camera robots, which moves around and check people their temperature, whether they will or not, and then immediately inform to the administration. So that means these people, they have learned how to operate the robots in their job, right? So if they cannot operate, that means, of course, they have to see the other job where there's no robot. That means robot is coming, they have to learn how to operate the robot. The second one, if you see that in the airport, this robot is running and cleaning the floors and mopping. Third, we have a robot's arm that preparing the coffee to give to the guest or the customers. Fourth one, we have a robot who's just cleaning the toilets, because during this pandemic, most of the people want to be hygiene and be away from the germs and, viruses. So that is the one reason that the robots is coming who can really take care of the toilets. And then the fifth one, if you see these UVC robots used in the hotel's room to disinfect the rooms when the guest already left the room, so that anything's left over as a virus or a pathogens or the germs, so it will kill and clean it. And the last one, if you see the robots delivering the food in the restaurant, we are not having the waiter, but we are having the robots who can deliver the food because of the hygiene, the social distance maintenance, so many things. And if you have the waiter is concentrating on the customer directly if they need any good services where human needed. So if you see, these are the future human services by machine. So this is going to change our job a lot. Again, robots are shaping human careers. So if we see all these robots, now there's a security camera robots, we have a disinfection robots, then we have a mechanic huge arm robots, then we have also robots in the patient room, then we have a robots in the classroom, and there's also robots behind the scientists. Now the reason I want to just discuss and say about it, for example, let's say if you are a cleaning company, that means due to this pandemic, we have lost many people or lives in the world, and there's a shortage of labor in the world now. So the cleaning company, they cannot have 100% full capacity of cleaners that they can send into different location for their business to clean the areas or the environment. So what is happening? The trends of our environment is changing from human to machine, that's a robots. So that means if I have 10 cleaners, but I need 30 cleaners, but what I'll do, I will have these robots and put them with my cleaners who can really control the robots, can learn about robots, and he goes to a stadium to clean the robot, clean the area or the stadium. And let's say he carries 2 robots with him, and that 2 robots can do the job of 10 people. So he just program the robots on the spot, automate and move around. Maybe in 1 hour, the job is done of 20 people. So you can see how it is changing. Same time, as I said in the beginning, the teachers who's teaching the student a repetitive class or a repetitive rhymes or a song or anything, then it can be done by the robot system where the teacher will save their energy. And if you see these children, they are interacting with the robots and the teacher is behind and guiding how this robot can help the children. So it will be having an artificial intelligence that program as per the class requirement and it can do well. That means the teacher has to also have some basic knowledge or requirement of the robots, how to operate. Same thing about the nurse and the scientists, all these things will change the career. That means today, if a doctor is becoming a doctor, at the end of the day, he has to have or she has to have some robotics knowledge to operate. For the teachers, yes. For the engineers also, yes. You have to have artificial intelligence knowledge and robotics knowledge. Let's talk about, for an example, an MBA guy. Even the MBA guy, the business management, they also should have some knowledge about the robots so that they can also guide their subordinates that working under them. So all these things, it's going to impact the careers and the job in the market. So future jobs will be different than what we have at present. Now, did you forecast it? How many of us believe about robots other than watching in the movies? We have only watched in the movies that robots is there, but we never believe that robots can be in our life. Let's say if you have watched this any movies in 2004 and 2000, you never believe. You were just enjoying the movies and having an entertainment, but you never thought that robot can be with you in near future in 2020. Nobody. So that's your forecast, man. We never forecasted. How many of us forecasted about the robots market? How the market will change? We never forecasted. Yeah, robots can be there, but did we ever expect that what kind of market will be there in the robots? It can be a business market. It can be a usage market. There are different kinds of markets there. How many of us knew pandemic will come? Nobody thought that COVID-19 as a pandemic will come and it will stay for 1.5 years or more.
Yeah.
And we have to be vaccinated. There are so many. We really never thought.
It was unexpected.
Yeah, exactly. So, it was never forecasted. So, at the same thing, robots, we never forecasted like a pandemic. So, it has hit us so hard. Same way, if you don't accept the robots tomorrow, then it's going to hurt us more in our job, in the career, if you don't learn about the robots. So, that is what I'm saying, that forecast. So, if you don't forecast now, then it will be very late because pandemic already came and it's going now. But robot is coming and it will be keep on coming. So it is better to acquire the knowledge, learn about it, and make our skill upgraded. How many of us at least thought there will be robots in real life? There are many. Who has really thought about the robots? I'm sure they have joined some good companies who's making the robots or manufacturing the robots. But still, those who have thought, maybe they're studying about robotics. But there are 2 types of people. Some yes, someone no. And the third one will be neutral. Okay, 50-50. It is yes and no. How many of us now accepting the reality? Now, pandemic, we already accepted because it's a reality. We have seen ourselves because we were locked down. We had to in the home. We could not go out. Okay. And then many people lost their lives, our own family members, our relatives, our friends, and around the world, we are seeing that people are dying because of this pandemic and the COVID-19. So that's the reality. We have accepted the reality, and the same way the robots is the reality, and we have to accept for the future. Are we ready to deal with robots? The big question, are we really ready to deal with the robots? Many people will say no because they'll say robots is a threat and they are going to take our job. Now let me go back to 90s when the computer came. Now when the computer came, many people did the resistance, especially in the government sector, because in the government sector, most of the people are aged people and they are working as a manual. So they don't want the computer in the place because they have to learn and they have a very low capacity to learn about the computers. But resistance was very high because if the computer comes, many people will lose the job. But today, if you see, because of this computer, our life has been advanced to the highest level. Because of this computer, our 90% job is done. Because of this computer, we could invent, we could innovate different technologies because of the computer. We could do different programming because of the computer, and we do artificial intelligence. The same way, if we are resisting these robots, then tomorrow those who are resistant to the robots, they will lose the future. And those who are accepting the robots, they will lead in the future. And that is why it's very important for us to know, are we ready? If we are not ready, we have to get ready. Shall we accept the robots? It's a big question mark. Again, whether it's a present generation or the old generation or the future generation. If you see everywhere, I mean, everybody's accepting the robots, they're hugging the robots, they are happy with the robots. And finally, we are happy with the robots. Yes, we are welcoming the robots. Let's work beside the robots. Let the robot be our assistant. Let the robot help us. Let the robot, save our lives. So there are different concepts and the topic is there with the robots. Robots are threat to human job. It's a big question mark. Whenever I do seminar or webinar or presentation, they always ask the questions, why are you talking about robots? Because robots is the threat to human job. It's going to take the job away and we'll be unemployed. So how many of you agree and disagree? There are many agree and disagree, but it depends again on the thinking process. So what robots can do? It will increase the productivity, it will save your time, it will save your energy, it will motivate the employees. It's a motivation factor for the employees. It will generate revenues, it will do safety measurement, it will do human assistance, it will work 24 hours without any break and improving employees' morale. From all these points, it is really a practical and experience of my life that I have done in these industries. And that is the reason I have mentioned. And with this, I will show you some pictures that I have really captured while I was doing all this project, all these years on robots, especially during this COVID-19. So if you see this picture, it is one of the cafe where the robot is deployed to serve the customers. Now, when I took this robot to this location, the employees of this cafe, they said, why you brought this machine? I said, this machine is a robot, it's going to help you. They said, no, it's not going to help me, but it's going to take our job. I said, okay, let's place this robot and we'll see how it's going to take your job. So I placed the robot, and then after 2 days, I went back again to check what employees are saying. Are they really scared? What is their feedback? So when I went to take the feedback, what they said, brother, we like you very much. I said, why? What happened? No, this machine is just saving our energy, saving our time. We are fully motivated. I said yesterday or 2 days back, you are telling it will take my job, it will kick out from this job place and this and that. And now what you're saying? He said, no, we misunderstood because we did not know this machine, how it works, how it performs. That means that awareness, the education, training is very important on this robot. Unless people know what this robot can do for us, we will take it as a threat. So once we know the benefits of it, believe me, it's not only me, it's not only you. the whole world is going to accept the robots. So this is what is happening in the market. Same way, if you see, it's a kitchen where it has multiple number of kitchen room is there. Let's say in each location there are 12 kitchens and different brand is there. They are putting the food and this robot is taking to the reception and just putting it over there, so that any orders is coming from Talabat or delivery, they're just coming and pick it up. So this is again, it's a live practical of mine. If you see this robot now, this guys, before he enter to the hotel, this robot is checking him, his temperature, his health, is he okay or is he feeling dizzy? So everything. So once he checked properly and is okay, then the robot allows him to enter and give the access. This is in Kuwait Blood Bank, where many people took part to donate the blood during this pandemic, because during this pandemic, the blood bank has a shortage of blood, and then many people had been invited to take part to donate their blood. And there our robot is there that serving the fruits, juice around and moving around and taking care of the people who's coming to donate the blood. Now, tell me one thing, this is so heavy tray. Do you think, or I think that I can hold it for the whole day and move around? It's not possible.
No, a human being cannot.
Exactly. So that is the reason we have to understand where, how we can use these robots. So we are saving the human energy, the tiredness and boring things. So let this machine and robots do this job, that where we can be free and do our actual important job to take care of the human. This is in Sultan Express in Alhambra Tower. Now these robots again moving around with the new arrival items as a promotion, and whoever comes as a customer, they can just take the sample and test it. So again, I will say, let's say 24 hours, this robot is moving around and serving the customer. I'm sure, let's say, if I am there, I'm just not talking to anybody, just carry a tray and just moving around. I mean, I will be called as a mad people, right? So that job can be done by the machine or the robot. And of course, if it's a robot, something innovative idea, as I said in the beginning, innovative or innovation. So this is what. So we have a human, less resource, use it in a productivity manner where we need really actual human to do the job. And where we don't need the human, then we put the robots over there, that humanity services are taken care. This is in a hospital again, okay? And if you see, the nurses are measuring the temperature and the robot is moving around with the sanitizer and the mask and the gloves. Now, the beauty of this concept and the solutions, that during this pandemic, we have too much of rush to the hospital, and sometimes we get queue, and then to enter, you have to check your temperature, whether you're wearing a mask, you are wearing a glove, are you a patient, or you are with the patient, or you're just a visitor or guest. There are so many protocols you have to follow to enter or to take an appointment with the doctor. Now, so if we have the nurse, so nurse is concentrating on the human to take the measurement of the temperature, and the robot is moving around to help the human or the guest or the patient who's coming in to sanitize their hand, or if you're not wearing, take the gloves. If you're not wearing the mask, take the mask. So that means those things which are nurse was doing, and it's done by the robots. That means nurse got free from those jobs and then taking care of another job that directly to the human. So there are lots of protocols is there, lots of ideas, solution, innovative is there, which we can implement to save human and then also save the job of our life. Are robots saving human lives? So let's see how robots are helping us. Yes, during COVID-19, as I said, the robots has become so famous everywhere. People want robots. Let us see what actually happened during pandemic. COVID-19 made buzzword around the world, and coronavirus was the cause of it. And if you see, let us see around the world what exactly happening at that time. The way robots are fighting against COVID-19 pandemic, as I said before, the sanitization part, the hygienic, the cleaning, all this thing. It is found in the hospital, maximum in the hospital. It has changed the healthcare industry. As I said, healthcare. So healthcare created the buzz. And if you see, it's moving the small truck or the luggage where the actual food is kept for the patient and it's moving to the room for the hospital. And then robots also again getting trained in the hospital staff where this robot can go to each room of the patient, deliver the food, deliver the medicine, and then come back. Again, same. This is in India. They have invented some of the robots which can again deliver the food and medicines for the patient COVID-19. So these are the innovation has been done during this COVID-19, and these robots are really saving human life. So healthcare is highly demanded. That means those who are working in healthcare, they have to learn about the robots because it is now combination of the job skill. So if you see the UVC light robots is disinfecting the operation theater so that before the patient comes for the operation, it is completely disinfected. So there is no virus, no germs, no coronavirus, no pathogen. Same way, I mean, this robot is used to monitor COVID-19 patient about the critical condition of his health and inform the doctors or the nurse. You can see that robots is taking care of the patient, just taking out the medicine to give to the patient. This one just taking the food to the patient room for COVID-19. This is again, this robots taking the bulk food to the actual kitchen to deliver for the COVID-19 patient. And again, you see these robots for delivering the medicine to different location of the nurse station in the hospital. Travels and transportation. As we know, during this COVID-19, everybody were stuck in different locations, different cities, different countries, because the airport was closed, the boundaries were closed everywhere, all are shut down, nobody can move from anywhere. So travels and transportation was badly affected, and how these robots is going to help now. So the security wise, yes, they will monitor if all people are healthy or not, or is any information that humans are looking for. So it is all are in the airport. If you see all in the airport, so the security, the checking, the information, everything is related, taking the luggage, everything, all are done by the robots. You see, again, this is all are in the airport. So cleaning, security, information, marketing, guidance, everything. So that means if the robots are deployed in the airport, that means those people or staff that working in airports, they should have the knowledge how to operate the robots. Now, this is not a rocket science. They are not building the robots. They just want to need to learn about the robot functions, how it is deployed, let's say how to charge it, how to put it on, what is the function that we needed for today to perform by the robots. So those basic things they have to learn. So I mean, learn and earn. So the theme is learn and earn. So if I have to stay in my job, first I have to learn so that I can stay in my job to earn. So this is how robot is changing the world. So you learn and then earn. Tourism and hospitality, yes. Now, I'm sure none of us has gone any world tour or any big hotels to stay during this pandemic. But now as the pandemic is moving away, the tourism industry is opening, the hospitality industry is opening, and there the robots are taking a major changes that people are looking for the service by the robots, whether you talk about the room service, hotel room service, or luggage services, or restaurant services, or check-in services, or any information services. All are there is the robots. So in hotels, yes. So again, as I said, it's a career, it's a job. So we have to develop the robot skills ourselves. How industry will deal. Now, if we see service robots may help COVID-19 impacted hotels. So, I mean, it's understood. I mean, the news is telling, and we are seeing implementation and deployment. Yes, coronavirus will COVID-19 speed up. So there are all news all over the world, and you see robots are taking over during COVID-19, and there's no going back. I mean, once these robots come, they are coming to help human. They are not going back. They will not go back. So we have to live with robots. We have to work with robots, and robots will be our assistant, and they will live beside us. And again, we see in around us fight against COVID-19. So things are really changing fast. Now, if you see, we are having AI robots as a vehicle, autonomous vehicles, and many people know whether it's a Mercedes or Tesla. Yes, the autonomous driving car is coming, which is a robot itself. So all these are the future. So if you are talking to students and those who are going to build their career or job in future, whatever it is, the robots course is going to become very basic. So we should have a change management in place for better future for us. This is reality, and we need to wake up. Why? I'll tell you. This news from College Times, and it was in September 13th. And what UAE said that we are doing a robotics competition. Who can build the robots that we want to explore the space? So that means you can see we human how widely thinking that how we can build the robots and use the robots for different purpose. So that means the trend is the robots, the careers and the jobs will be the robots. Fourth generation. The fourth generation are those who will live with artificial intelligence, AI, robotics, and machine learning. So we have entered the era of robots. And the fourth generation, they will rise with the robots. So if you see this picture, so all these children, they just playing with robots, learning robots, enjoying with robots, because they are having fun with robots, but they are learning what is robots. So it is a learn while having fun. So this is the fourth generation that is coming up with the artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning. So when are you expecting robots market to be matured? This is very important because when we had computers, laptops, we understood when it's going to be matured. We understood then smartphone. So all these things is very important for us. No. So what would be the time span for robots to be fully matured in the market globally? Why I'm saying this? Because what you are listening from me today, you could be a student, you could be a businessman, or you could be a job seeker. You can be anything. But at the end of the day, when something is happening in the market as a latest trend, you should know this trend is moving up, right? Once it's moving up and rise up to the highest level and then it's become flat, what is the maturity level or the maturity period that you have to know, so that according to that, that you can plan that trend is right. I have to get into the trend because it's going to long for this much year. So I can have a job during this year. I can earn good money. So all this forecast, the maturity part of the trend, we should know. So as per my research, now this research is my research. I'm not talking about any company or any big news, nothing. This is my hardcore research that I have done, comparing some of the items with the robots to tell you what exactly the market or the time span for this robot to be matured. Now, Mr. Rob, he started the smartphone in 1995, okay? But people did not started using smartphone. Then what happened? Then in 1992, the actual smartphone which was developed, okay, it came in 1995 to be used first time by IBM, okay, and which was 15 years before the Apple iPhone. So iPhone Apple launched in June 29, 2007. So it was released the first one, and I think that time, if you see, I mean, it was cost 350 KD. iPhone 3, it was 350 KD, something like that. However, it's almost $1,000. And then 15 years to evolve from normal mobile to smart mobile. So if you say about the normal mobile like a Nokia, and then Siemens, they have a button mobile, or small screen and then button. So from the normal mobile to smart mobile to transform, it took almost 15 years. Okay. Now let's talk about another 13 years to be matured and saturate the market. So again, I'm saying 15 years it took evolve, means the new version, new mobile is coming, okay, and then different companies coming, okay. iPhone did the revolution, then Samsung came, then after that there are so many brand came, right? So now it is saturated. So 15 years development, after 15 years, 13 years it took to be saturated. Because why? Now in your home or in my home or in your family, everybody has one mobile, at least one mobile. Forget about me. My son, 5 years, he's having a mobile. My daughter, 14 years, she's having a mobile. So if I have 4 members in my family, I have almost 6 mobile. Okay, 2 for me, 2 for my wife, 4, 1 for my daughter, 1 for my son. So total 6. So now you can see the market is already saturated. Everybody is using the mobile. Now, same way, so if you see the total basic years taken, 30 years for the mobile to saturate in the market. That means 30 years they have made business, there were jobs, mobile technician, mobile app development, mobile games. There are so many things. Okay. Then factory is manufacturing mobile cases, mobile covers, then adapters, so many things. Then protection for the screen. I mean, there's a huge demand and huge things have been manufactured all over the world. And there you create the job to make this. Then same thing will happen for the robots. All right. As I said,
Okay.
let us consider the market for robots 2017. Let's say till 2015, 2017, we did not know robots. But 2017, actual that robot has been launched as a commercial in the market. Till then, it was in the manufacturing sector, which is automobiles. But before that, there was nothing. Okay, maybe you will have a toy, but not in a commercial market where robots really can help human, or we can use robots for our life purpose. Okay, so let's say 2017, phase 1, 13 years, which is 2030. Okay, so if you minus 2030 and 2017, so we are getting 13 years. So this is the first phase of our robot era. Okay, that means till 2030 we have a very good market to develop, whether it's for a business or a students or a careers or a job. Phase 2, 15 years to 20 years, which is again 2045 or 2050. So that means again you have another 20 years to have a good market for the robots to be saturated. So altogether, if you see how many years we are having, so 13, and 15. So 28 years. Let's say not 20, we'll make a round figure, 30 years. That means 30 years, those who want to do business on robots, they can do business on robots. Those who want to manufacture robots, they can do manufacturing robots. Those who want to have a job in robots, they can do job in robots. I mean, there are huge opportunities. That means you have 30 years in your hand in the robotic industry or in the robot market. So you as a student, you can make your mind which industry you want to go in the field of robotics. What should I do or what I should do? The feelings now, after knowing so much things of robots, what is the feeling that you are having now? Happy to know the facts? Excited to do robot business? Want to develop your robotic skills? Scared about the future? Want to know more about robots future? Or want to explore more for certain sector? So those are the things that you need to decide now, because the future and the trend is already started. Education or courses. Now, as you have seen the complete presentation by industry, by COVID-19, the trends and the different types of robots. Now you must be thinking, if I have to do this robots business or education or job, what actually course I have to do? Electrical or electric engineer. Electrical engineer is one of the best major to have in college to help pursue a career in robotics, because in a robots the maximum part is the electrical part, because unless it has a power, it will not work. So that is the reason the electrical part or electrical engineer is the major requirement in the robotics. Coming to the mechanical part, it's a hardware. You have a servo motors, you have a wheels, you have so many other things that is related to mechanical. So of course, mechanical engineer also another degree that you can pursue for the robotics field. Computer science, as I said, the computer is doing 90% job of us today. So any robots cannot move without the program done by the computers. Whether you have electrical engineers or mechanical engineers, they might build the robot, but if you don't have the programmer as a computer science who can do the programming to move the robot will fail. So that means you need the computer science student. Mathematics, of course, you need to have the calculation. When the robot is moving, you have to do a certain calculation on a mathematics that it should avoid the obstacle. It should not go and hit human, right? It should not have any accident or to anything. Okay, it has to avoid those obstacles, and there you need the calculation. At the same time, when you are programming the robot, some algorithms you have to enter. So that time you need to know the mathematics. Design and technology. Now this is very important. The design, there is a mechanical design, there's a 3D design, there is also called technical drawings, which is related to highest level of drawings that you make with the model that you want to create in real life. So those kind of designing and technology is very important, because unless you design the robot first, you cannot make it. You have to have the prototype design in your hand or in your mind, how the robots will look. That's why in the beginning I asked, when you hear the robot words, what comes in your mind? It could be a shape, it could be a size, right? So there you need to understand. So when you design the robots, what size, what shape you have to give. So for that you need design and the technology. Computing and programming, of course, I mean, I build everything, the robots. I don't want the robots to be a doll or a statue. It has to talk to me. It has to do my purpose. It has to do my job, what I ask him to do. So that's the thing that you need to have computing and the programming. So the advanced level, once you've done those part, then you have a further level, the STEAM. And the STEAM is not STEM. STEM is there, but I have made it little bit advanced level STEAM, because When you talk about STEAM, we have S for a science. And when you talk about the science, it includes everything, your physics, your biology, the chemistry, mathematics, everything is coming in. All right. And then you talk about technology. Now, technology, what we see around the world, what is the latest technology? What is the old technology? What is the future technology? So those technology we have to understand, and that technology, how much you can innovate, how much you can, maximize usage in real life. E for engineering. Of course, without engineering, nothing can be done in robotics. Arts and creativity. See, to make a robot, you have to be a really artistic and creative in your mind, because many people are there who will be designing robots with different mindset. So once you have a good idea and good artistic thinking power as a creativity, then you can make the best robots in the world. Mathematics, it is important because all the calculation of the movement of the robots need to be done and then programmed. So basically this is STEM, and which is coming in the syllabus nowadays in schools, in the college, university. Robots in the future. So where robots would be in the future? So it's a big question mark. As I already explained, all the different industries, but in that industries where robots should be, it is very important for us to know. And that's end of my presentation. Thank you so much for listening to the presentation and the experience that I have shared with you. And I hope it's going to really give you a very information that will help you in your careers or in the job, in the future business, that you anything you decide. And now I'm open to ask any questions from your side so that I can clarify and give you the answer as per your request that you will ask the questions to me.
Thank you so much for the lovely presentation. I believe we don't have any questions for now because like the time limit it was for 1 hour, but the information that you provided was exceptional, and I agree with whatever points that you put forward because of how COVID-19 impacted the revolution of robotics and trends, and how we will use robots now in the near future and how they will take over our careers. But I believe that it is important now for the younger generation to learn more about robots because in the near future they would be working with them, right? As you mentioned. So thank you so much for the lovely presentation, and thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for rescheduling and whatever that I know that you're probably busy, but thank you so much for your
You
time
are welcome. It
and
was a
also
pleasure.
for understanding.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Thank you so much. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.